You completed your adventure through the maze-like sewers beneath Waterdeep, finding Floon Blagbar being held at the mercy of an orcish figure who was using spells on him. This orcish figure turned and you fought, downing Alistair and Renair. And in the midst of this fight, you killed this orcish figure and then looted the rest of the sewer hideout. You also had a glimpse through a portal realm, like a portal of arches, of an individual that you do believe to be the Xanathar, a large beholder creature, one-eyed, 10 tentacles, tentacle stalks, and he closed the portal by blasting it on his side. You could also see the illithid-looking creature, squid-like face, and several other individuals looking at you from a luxurious room filled with a great deal of, frankly, gold and treasure. And it looked like there was accounting being done in this room. As you left with Floon and a new friend in tow by the name of Grub Grub, who you rescued from the sewer hideout,
Grub Grub!
you went back to the yawning portal,
We
speaking with
love Grub
Volo.
Grub. We love Grub Grub.
Anyway,
Speaking with Volo, and discovering that your reward was a little unexpected. You were given the the old tavern of Trollskull Manor, which is located inside Trollskull Alley, inside the North Ward. Upon inspection, you found several different things about it. It is multi-storied. It is a bit of a mess. It needs several hundred gold of investment. Your current estimate is probably 600 or 700 gold. And you do believe that there is a haunting spirit of the place who goes by the name Lif, Lif. Lif, however, was at first antagonistic and quickly turned helpful after some of the simplest things. And speaking with Volo, he has begun to catalog and try to understand this poltergeist, this spirit. And he has also promised to talk about your tavern where he can to try to promote it. And so you have spent one full night in the tavern at this point. You have used your bedrolls, you have used what you have on you to stay there. It wasn't comfortable, but it was a roof over your heads. And the job of fixing it up and making it into what you would like now lies before you. Was there anything that you guys wanted to happen either before you guys spent the night or um, in the evening or anything at all?
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
I haven't thought of anything specific.
Can we communicate with Lith?
You can attempt to.
Okay.
nice.
Okay. So you spend the night. Lif actually leaves you alone while you sleep. You are not bothered by this poltergeist. And as you all wake up, or some of you have yet to wake up, you hear a loud rapping at the front door. Loud banging and a voice calling out, "City God! Come on down, City God!"
Hello? What is happening?
So, Aerith, you open the front door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get the tavern on the map? Or
on the Owl Bear?
yeah, on the Owl Bar.
I don't have it up right now.
Okay.
Tavern on the... Yeah, I can actually bring that up for you, yeah. And so there are 3 guards at the door.
Okay.
And Volkner is stirring from his sleep, and he's gonna go check out what the commotion is.
So right at this front door here?
Yeah.
Like where I'm standing?
Yep. I'm
Okay,
just gonna
okay.
toss down 3
Yeah,
cards.
who's awake at this point? Did that wake us up?
It would have woken anybody up who has a natural perception or like a passive perception of 10 or more.
Passive perception.
I wasn't asleep because I only meditate
Oh, I gotta
for like
get
4
that
hours.
open. I gotta get the D&D Beyond open.
All right, passive perception.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
Harry wakes
the
up.
left
It's
side
on
of your
the
character
left
sheet.
side. It's
The
below the
senses
saving
box.
throw ones.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah,
All
so
right,
I'm
Harry
awake.
wakes up. All right, Harry's on the second floor, so he'll come lumbering down the stairs and oh wait, we can't get to the tavern from upstairs, can we?
You'd have to go outside. That's correct. Yeah.
Uh, we gotta fix that. Harry looks out his window, but isn't gonna go outside.
Okay.
I guess I would have
He's gonna
flown
watch what
down
happens.
from my airy instead of walking down.
Okay. And so
Oh,
Zu-
Harry cracks a window so he could eavesdrop from his window.
sure, we'll just put you like right over here. Aerith, were you already on the first floor? Were you already awake?
Yeah, I think I was already awake. He's an early riser. He spends his early time meditating and dedicating himself to his god. So now he's just down here.
Not making us breakfast?
No, he doesn't make breakfast for the non-believers. Nah.
Gotcha. And so you open the door to these three guards. They kind of look at you in surprise, only because you are not exactly what they expected to open the door. And they go, sorry, sir. We're here to collect taxation. And Zeusiner, you hear this as you fly down. And Harold, you hear this as you open the window. And they begin reading off a quick proclamation about how anybody who spends a month in the city at any point in time or is in the city during taxation time is required to pay 1 shard for the month, which is a silver piece. Um, or if you would like and you plan on being in the city for a year, you can pay 1 dragon, which would effectively save you 2 silver pieces.
One dragon's a gold, right?
Yeah,
So we only got to pay a gold for a year.
per person.
And does someone have a gold they'd like to pay? Never mind, I'll pay it myself. And I take out a dragon and hand it over.
Oh, excellent. And you can see one of the guards behind the main guard begins writing you a writ, and this is a writ of citizenship. And after a moment, he asks you your name, and you go through a few things. This is your residence. And he hands you this writ, and he says, anytime at taxation, produce that until you need to pay another dragon if you so wish, or leave the city. Until then, cheerio. And then they actually turn to who else is on the map here? They turn to Zeusiner and they go, and you, good sir? And they look up at Harold. And you, shod or a dragon for taxation?
I'm gonna tell Grub Grub to hide because I don't want to pay his fucking tax.
Fair.
I was gonna,
Yeah, we're avoiding taxes already. It's that time of the week.
Yeah, Alistair was sort of eavesdropping on this, and he's just he's hiding. He doesn't want them
Okay.
to see him.
Okay, Alistair, are you
Who's-
downstairs already or not?
Yeah, since I only sleep 4 hours a night, and it's kind of like not really sleep. It's like a meditative state. I'd be up already trying to like help clean up and stuff in the this
Okay.
area.
So for you, I would definitely need a stealth check. The others, where
Can,
are you and what are you
Can I get a
doing?
refresher on who's our keeper of coin? Is it Alistair who's hiding?
I've got the coin.
Oh, you do. All right, so
Yeah,
Harry.
I was just gonna pay for all of us.
Yeah, Harry was just gonna yell down and be like, "The birds got me," then close the window.
Gotcha.
So Faulkner actually, he was waking up when this all happened, so I guess he's like gonna walk around, and now he's like showing up, and he's learning what's going on.
Okay. And Victor?
Victor could hear the conversation, but he's very confused on what all the words he was using meant, like writ and taxes, and yeah, he's just.
Okay. So are you in bed or something still?
I think. Well, I'm like behind Aroth right now, so like.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess he just walks forward and he's like, what's going on?
Okay. And so the guards look at Zeusiner and they go, I guess you have some of the others covered?
Yeah, I'll pay for my group of friends here. Just let me know the information you need. We'll get it all sorted out, and I'll pay the bill.
So how many
and
is he
so
paying for right now?
yeah, it's either one silver piece per person or one gold piece per
One.
person.
I was gonna do 1 gold for all of us.
Okay.
I was gonna. I'll wait to see if I guess if Alistair succeeds in hiding before I pay for him.
Yeah, what'd you roll on that? Let's see.
26.
Oh no. Oh shit, at 26? I thought you said a
You are
6.
easily able to stay out of sight without any issue. You sort of blend right into the shadows.
Mhm.
And they kind of look around. The guards actually do a quick head count, and they're like, let me see. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want to pay for Grub too, just because if he's gonna be a part of our bar, I don't want him getting in
Yeah,
trouble.
if he's running the inn like straight up,
Gotcha.
then we should pay for him.
Okay, so they only count 5, and
You
then
can't have any illegals.
do you mention Grub, or because
Yeah,
they have only counted 5?
I would have mentioned Grub. I want him to have all the proper papers.
Oh, 6. Thank you for being honest with us.
Fully honest, of course. Yes.
See, now it looks like we're honest.
Yeah.
We know that we're hiding another elf.
You just saying that? Like,
I was
we're
thinking
hiding no
well,
one, of course. This is everybody. Everybody is counted for. Yes.
Okay, can I get a deception check at this point?
Damn it.
No, I wasn't saying any of that out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm not saying.
Okay. Then you'll hand over the coin, and they give you all your writs of taxation. You don't have to worry about being taxed again for a full year. And they also provide you with a quick spiel because they say it sounds like you're new to the city, and so they give you the code legal. And so I'll just drop this in the links, docs and links.
Do we have to add that writ to our inventory, or do we just have it?
Yeah, it's a good thing to just I mean, I know that you all have it, but it's not a bad thing to add to your inventory.
You should hold on to Grubs.
How do you
Full
spell that?
You're his caretaker.
WRIT.
Yeah, it's just like a writ of citizenship, which won't show up on D&D Beyond, I assume.
Ooh.
So they're giving us a
I
list of
just-
rules for the city.
I just
Yes.
realized, fortunately, Alistair's got. Actually, I don't know this like
Can you
in
read?
game, but I'm sure Alistair can figure it out.
What?
Well, you got a forgery kit, so you can just make your own writ.
Oh yeah. If I have any need for one.
Okay. And so they give you this code legal. They say, honestly, it's not too hard for most foreigners. Don't kill anybody. Don't steal anything. Don't set anything on fire. We don't like fire on buildings on fire in the city. Oh, and I don't know if you've known this, but you might want to be extra careful in the dock ward as of late. There seems to be quite a bit of crime, and it seems to be gang-on-gang violence is all we can ascertain at this time. Otherwise, I hope you, and they kind of look over what was at one point a tavern. I hope your new abode does well for you. And they kind of look around at the mess in the yard and everything. Have a good day. Unless there's anyone would like to do anything anyone would like to do, they will begin to have their leave.
Yeah, Harry wants to grab him on their way out. He
Okay.
made his way down the stairs,
Gotcha.
and he would just, on their way out, like he would just kind of introduce himself, say, "I'm Harry. I'm part of the gang here, and are you guys the local? Is this your beat?"
This is not. This is actually so the way, and they sort of like say, no, we're on taxation duty today, so we're actually from the Sea Ward.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
Oh, as you will. And they just like quickly like scuffle
Oh,
on.
I wanna ask if they know any place where we can fight and like do push-ups and work out.
Like a
Okay.
CrossFit gym around here.
There was the
Um,
local YMCA.
So at this, they kind of like look at you and they're like, we're not guides to, and they kind of like shake their heads and they're like, I would go to, where would we go? Let me just check the map again.
Go,
What was
go,
it called?
go.
Yeah, I got you, Victor.
The Field of Triumph. So the Field of Triumph is like the place that they would normally suggest for that sort of thing. There might be a more local place in the North Ward. They don't know the North Ward in particular that well because they're from the Sea Ward. The Field of Triumph in particular is where they would go.
Okay, cool. Victor Volkner will thank them and give Victor a little look, a little side eye, just like and a nod. Be like, yeah, we can check that out.
Anyone else want to talk to the guards for a moment, or?
Nope.
Cool. Okay, so
Have you
these
ever
guys,
heard of the Order of the Moon?
they stop in their tracks as they're like walking away again. Let me see. Let me see if they do know about this.
It's a rare cult.
Yeah, they've definitely not heard about this.
It's a rare cult.
Have you heard about me? I'm part of a rare cult.
Even with a 16 on their history check, nope, they have not.
There's probably some sort of order within the ward, but who knows?
Are you trying to recruit new people for your cult?
Maybe.
Okay.
That's an idea.
Life of a cleric.
You have any literature you could?
I'm literally a high priest. Yeah, that's like my background. Is like a high priest.
Maybe that's what you can do in your week. Go around like knocking on door to door.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Have you
So
ever
you
heard
have-
of the Deadly Moon?
No, and thank you, citizens, officially citizens. We must depart and continue our rounds, and you can see that they're all just like staring at all the lot of you. You're kind of a motley collection of individuals. They can't seem to make out your deal, frankly. There is clearly a citizen of Waterdeep before them in Herald. You wear some of the similar fashions that they expect to see. Your accent, in particular, is Waterdavian, and your demeanor. The others, however, you are all mostly clearly not Waterdavian. Especially, and you can hear the words Hawkman as they walk away. One of the guards nudging the other, and him nodding. But they take their leave, and you can see them beginning moving down the street, knocking on doors. Some people not coming to the door, and therefore them putting notices on the door that they owe tax to be paid to the local magistrate. Other people paying up quickly and shutting the door or showing their writs. You
What
find
a lame
yourselves.
profession.
You find yourselves in an empty and still not functional tavern with plenty of time on your hands, no knowledge of how to repair it, and most assuredly not enough money either. What would you like to do?
Is Alistair still hiding?
Once they leave, he's not hiding anymore.
Okay. Victor would ask Alistair,
Yeah.
like, what's a citizen?
Alistair laughs. He's like, those are people who live within the city, and don't break the rules. And gives him a wink.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a citizen.
Yes, a very hungry one.
Yeah.
Alistair is not a citizen as of now. I come over.
Alistair, you're not a citizen,
Not officially, mate.
But-
I don't have one of those
but you
shiny pieces of paper.
you live in the city and you don't break rules.
Oh, you
That's
broke
right.
the
I don't.
rules.
He gives him a grin.
You're-
Citizens pay money. You
Oh,
understand? There are taxes and such.
I have money.
I've always been the believer that taxes are only due when the man has actually found you, the one looking for the taxes. They haven't found me yet, so why not do?
Oh,
Ah.
tax evasion, I understand.
And technically, I'm not from here, and yeah, I don't even know how long I'll be here, but for now, we'll see.
It might be useful having have someone off the books in case we need it.
Yeah.
My thoughts exactly, mate.
They don't need to know about Alistair.
All right. Well, hey, Alistair, have you been seeing bird people?
You mean like him? And he points at Aerith.
Wait,
I'm like standing right there.
you see him too?
Yes.
Victor looks confused. Well, I'll be.
What?
Relax.
What?
I,
Are you? I'm right here. What? Are you confused about?
Well, I have
Great
never-
Ellen?
I have
Alistair
never
turns-
seen a bird person before, so this is like I would have swore these guys were figments of my imagination. So you're blowing my mind right now, Alistair.
Alistair turns Victor and looks at his eyes. Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, totally.
Is this guy all right? Is he okay?
Okay.
I got a
And
13.
so, with that medicine check, you quickly deduce that Victor believes himself to have potentially been hallucinating, and that the shock of that not being true has caused him to flush white. Otherwise, he appears to be in perfectly normal health, if
Well,
not
my friends,
hungry.
Yeah.
These bird creatures are our friends. You
Whoa.
don't have to worry about them.
I think I need to sit down for a minute here.
All right.
I think at this point, Aerith comes over and starts waving in front of his face. We're here.
Whoa,
We're
hey,
here."
okay. I saw some feathers on the ground, and I thought there were just birds in the house. Like
This
regular
is so
birds.
dumb. All right.
All right, Harry breaks the awkward silence and says, "Boys, what are we gonna do? Got
I
this
was
whole
thinking
place."
about going down the street to that herbalist. See
What
if she
if-
teach me how to make potions.
Vulcan's like, we should figure out what to do with the tavern first.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to
Oh.
clean this thing up.
I thought we were just gonna, clean it.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't one of us, know how to carpent?
Where is Grub Grub? Vulcan
Grub
yells
Grub.
for Grub Grub.
After a moment, he comes up from the cellar. You can hear the trapdoor like opening and then slamming onto the ground behind the bar. And he comes out and goes, "Oh, hello."
Hey, Grub Grub, here's your citizenship. You're rid of citizenship.
Grub Grub looks at it. Let me see if he understands. He actually does. He kind of looks at it and he looks back at you all and he goes, "I live Waterdeep now?"
Yeah, Grub Grub, you're one of us.
You're registered, little grub grub. Now
kinda
you're
looks-
stuck in the system.
And he looks at you all as you're saying this to him. And you can see tears welling up in his eyes, and he carefully folds the piece of paper and puts it into a pocket close to his breast and says, "Grub Grub Water Davian." Sort of gives a terrible little bow that you suspect he probably saw somebody, like a noble or somebody else, giving while you traveled to the tavern itself. And then Grub Grub looks at you all and says, "What can Grub Grub do to help?"
Throws
Clean.
him a broom.
Clean up this
Yeah,
place,
here.
and
We
then
gotta
once we
this
get people
place in,
here,
yeah, we gotta get this place back in back in order, Grub Grub.
once we have people here, be very nice to them and pour them drinks.
Grub can do this. And you can see that he is not very skilled at cleaning, considering that he's a goblin that has lived in either the Underdark or the sewers or somewhere else the entirety of his life. But he attempts to begin sweeping and cleaning the place. He puts the chairs back in order, and yet there are piles of refuse that he completely leaves alone and seems to ignore. And so he is attempting to do his best, but he's not good at it.
Oh, grub.
Well, I think maybe we spend like at least the first day just cleaning, and then start branching out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So quick montage. You spend the first day cleaning. You make the building and the place significantly more habitable to the point where it does not look so run down and broken. I will say that all the bottles and stuff in the yard, for example, are cleaned up and put out in the barrels on the street, because there is some sort of uh, garbage system within the city. And so you make Troll Skull Manor significantly more habitable.
Yeah, Aerith particularly hates the cobwebs. He is fucking up those cobwebs.
Gotcha. The day passes, and in about mid to late afternoon, two individuals show up at the tavern. None other than Floon Blagmar and Renaer Neverember. So you know them well. They knock and enter without being invited in, and some of you are in the midst of cleaning, but you all gather back in the um, first floor of the tavern to speak with them. And they say, "Well, how goes it? What is happening here?" And they look around the dingy, unlit room.
Yeah, this is all thanks to you.
Oh, we did not cause this mess. I promise you that.
Oh, believe me, yes you did. Because of you, we own this place now, and now we got to clean it.
Uh, oh, um,
Harry
I,
hands him a broom. Be like, don't you owe us a little bit of a favor?
I, and he kind of looks taken aback. Are you giving the broom to Renaer or to Floon?
I'm gonna give it to Floon. He was the main culprit.
Gotcha. And Floon kind of looks surprised and stricken, and he goes, okay. I will assist you in this for a little bit. Yes.
Harry goes, I'll make you a deal. I'll do you one better. You got any, you know anyone that owes you any favors? Get a little help up in here, and then,
Oh, and he quickly hands the broom off to Grub, and you notice as he does this that Grub is actually looking at the lot of you, but he's particularly looking at Floon and Renaer. And then he's looking down at his own clothes and then back at them.
Yes.
And he's then looking at the sleeves of his arms and so on and so forth. And Renaer is posted up against both the end of the bar here. He's sort of leaning casually against it. And Grub sort of looks and tries to do the same thing against the bar. Not fully imitating, but casually similarly imitating. And so Floon replies to you, "Oh, yes, we do have people we could speak to, don't we, Renaer?" And Renaer, who had been watching Grub do this, kind of snaps out of it and looks back. "Oh, yes, I can speak to some folks. Are you looking for adventuring work, or are you looking for something else?"
Oh,
Oh, okay.
well, we definitely need some work, but also we need a little crew to do a little cleanup job.
It is
And
quite an adventure to clean up a dirty home.
if you know any good carpenters you could send our way, it'd be much appreciated.
Oh, and so Floon here interjects as Renaer's about to say something, and he goes, "Let me tell you, I am connected to all the guilds. I will begin making the rounds. You just give me a list of the guilds that you would like me to send over, and they will begin to come by, and then you can make this into the most wonderful tavern in all of Waterdeep if you so wish."
See, that sounds nice, but we have a problem here. We have no money.
Yeah, see, Harry was heavily implying that he owed us a little bit of a favor for saving his life, and that he would call in some favors and clean the tavern for us.
Make a persuasion check.
Will do.
Can you persuade him? Can you not?
Or whoever it was you, Harold, who was doing that.
Yeah, at the beginning. I don't know if
Okay.
anyone wants to come take over, but I got a 10 persuasion.
Yeah, if someone could take over, I'll step in.
Mediocre.
I did.
Mediocre.
and so he actually looks a little crestfallen, and he goes, "Uh, in a month's time, I would be able to help you make this the most fantastic tavern in all of Waterdeep. And frankly, I do believe you deserve that. All of my coin, minus about 50 gold, is currently wrapped up in a different scheme. Um, I promise, in a month's time, if you're willing to wait, I can lend you the necessary gold for this endeavor. Um, Renair kind of has like a scowl on his face at this, and he looks at you all and says, "My name has not been in great stead ever since my father robbed the city, you see. Not many of the lords wish to do business with the Never Embers anymore. I get by. I am intelligent enough to ensure that, well, I can tutor, for instance, and yet beyond that, I can't do a lot, and so I'm rather skint. You do notice that Renair's clothes are significantly more worn, though still clean and still nice, but more worn than Floon's. Now that they've been fully cleaned up and fully like refreshed after your grand adventure.
Do you guys, do you know anyone looking for adventurers? Anywhere we could find work, paying work?
And at this, Renair pipes up and says, "Well, yes, I was going to suggest. I can, at the very least, contact both the Lord's Alliance as well as Force Grey. The Blackstaff, the head mage here in Waterdeep, she always has work for adventurers of some type. There's a very good chance that you can get some work from her, and the Lord's Alliance, if you wish to pledge some level of allegiance to Waterdeep, if you're looking to stay here longer, or if you already have pledged allegiance to Waterdeep, you're more than welcome to take on requests from them as well. You see, they can't ask the guards to do everything. Sewer creatures, for example, may sometimes come up. They need a practice hand at dealing with certain issues like this.
We specialize in the sewers, don't we, boys?
Yeah, let's go hunt some sewer critters.
I love being in the sewers. They're all slimy.
Um, Beyond that, they don't necessarily have advice for you, but they are willing to maybe talk people up within their social circles to see if there's somebody who would be willing to lend you money to help repair the building. Um, they will do their best both to connect you with folks, both whether it's to actually get that cash or to give you opportunities to make more cash, and they are very willing, just as Volo was, to talk up the tavern once it's ready to try to get you some business. That said, is there anything else that you guys want to talk to Floon and Renair about?
Safe travels, you two.
Did they tell us where the thing that was stolen from them from his locket, like where that wound up, or they don't know?
Ah, um, that is a good question. So Renair has no idea what happened to it. All he knows is that the locket was taken, and one of the Zents took the gem. And then all hell broke loose, and he hid in the closet of the warehouse. So he doesn't know what happened to that Zent. In fact, he didn't actually remember looking and seeing if that Zent was dead or alive in the pile of bodies at the warehouse. So he's entirely unsure.
Sounds like the Zents may have that possession of yours that could be a key of some sort.
I think that's right, he says. Though he never remembers seeing that thing in the locket, nor does he really understand how it got there besides his father putting it there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we might have to go find some more Zents.
They're probably over there in the dockside. They're having all that gang trouble.
Yep.
Is find code for beat up and maim?
Potentially.
All right.
Okay. If there's nothing else to discuss with Floon and Renair, they take their leave with promises of contacting their social circles and bid you farewell, at least for the day. If you guys just basically montage the rest of cleaning, we can fast forward to tomorrow if you wish.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Sure.
Cool. So second day, Skull is significantly more habitable. You all are able to feed yourselves quite well. You're making do of a poorly equipped kitchen, but you have a nice meal together nonetheless. You wake up refreshed. What would you like to do for the second day? Or the rest of the week? We can we can accelerate time as much as you wish, slow things down. You guys tell me, you're at the wheel.
We should I think we should use what gold we do have to go out and like buy supplies. Maybe like restock the kitchen, maybe restock the bar a little bit.
What do we have for gold?
I have 69 gold, 85 silver, 229 copper. And then
And that's
whatever you guys have on you too.
okay. I mean, definitely like food and water and stuff for sure, but I don't know what else we need beyond that.
Like, how soon do we think we're going to open this place? Like, are we buying food to sell it, or are we buying food just to eat it and survive?
Yeah.
I mean, it would depend how much it costs.
Yeah. We'll
Like, we
probably need
definitely
more than
need-
a week to open.
Yeah, we at least need like rations for ourselves and stuff.
Yeah, I was just thinking for ourselves.
Yeah.
Do we know if we're going to need to buy anything to get the tavern up and running? Do we need X amount of gold, like to, I don't know, refurnish or?
Yeah.
I got the number. It
600.
was 600, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was 650 is what I quoted you guys at, roughly, give or take.
How much do we have?
We have 69 pieces. Giggity.
Nice.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
I wasn't gonna be
Okay.
that guy, but
69 plus whatever's in our
I'm
pockets
glad somebody did.
would probably be
So
like more like 80.
We need
and up.
a big paying job. That's
Yeah.
possible. Can we get a big hit?
I mean,
Well-
there is that place that takes contracts.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What
but that sounded like basically
And Alistair might be.
that
up for
sounded like a
fight.
private eye / like vigilante type deal, and I don't know
Alistair,
if
want to
Alice.
go knock over a fellow establishment tonight?
I mean, yeah, he's got plans.
You guys
Well,
just
you need
got
help, or you're
the
going
code.
solo?
Do we
know,
know?
the
Do we
code
know?
legal.
Do we
You
know
can't
that
do
Alistair
that.
is
It's
a
against the
sketchball?
law.
It's against the law. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Zoo's
right.
very willing to look the other way for Alistair.
That's up to you guys if you know if
I
Alistair's
don't-
sketchy or
yeah.
not. He hasn't been caught doing anything sketchy in front of you yet, and he hasn't really outright said it.
Yeah.
Featherbottom
he's
gets a-
obviously hiding something though. That much is obvious.
Featherbottom gets a vibe, but he's down with it. He's okay with whatever shenanigans Alistair wants to get into.
We should at least try and make some money honestly as a party, right? Like we can't just be robbing.
I want to go hunt sewer monsters.
Alistair, you
I'm
go
ready for a
rob
Well,
their
battle.
stuff.
We could
and
do
we're-
that. We could split
Yeah,
up and
could
try
be
to
a
find
day job.
jobs. We could do that. We could go into like we could go as twos or go solo. You know,
Yeah,
half
anyone
and half.
What if?
anyone in the mood for a battle? Wanna
Yeah.
go find like a
Well-
contract to take out some sewer monsters?
Also,
Okay.
Victor, like we can check out that fighting ground and see if we can
Yeah, we can do that
Bet
some
money
point
or
during
something.
the
or Try
week.
to win money.
Yeah. Yeah. That.
Because I'll let you know basically what I was thinking just for myself. I was basically just gonna like scout the area, like the immediate area, look for any like thieves can't, see if there's any sketchy people like me around. Just gonna try to meet the local guards, try to get in good with them, and eventually start paying them. um, and then yeah, I don't know, sort of just try to find the underworld. That's mostly what Alistair's doing.
Okay. I think I wanna fight some sewer monsters.
Bird
What's the rest of the
adventure?
group feeling?
I'll fight some sewer monsters.
Yeah, the sewers is. I think sewers is the move.
If we can get paid for it, yeah.
All right, some quick cash.
Okay.
That was more like what I was doing is more like over the week. That's not like
Yeah.
a 1 day thing.
That is a good call though. Getting in with the underworld.
Yeah.
In the guard.
Oh. So then I think let me do this. How about everybody chooses one or maybe two downtime activities, but probably just one depending on what it is. And you will either roll or perform that. And depending on how well you succeed or fail at this, will determine the outcome of what happens with it and how we role play it. And then if there are individual things that can fit into small snippets of role play or other, we'll do that. Otherwise, I'll like fast forward through the week. And as I like sort of fast forward through the week, you guys can interject. And we don't necessarily, I don't consider it retconning. I just consider it reacting as you get the information on hand, basically. And so it sounds like there's two factions. One who's willing to take on a job at this time. I believe somebody said that I think it was you, Zusanu, who wanted to potentially go meet the potion maker down the street. Is that correct?
Yeah. See if she's like taking on an apprentice or whatever.
Gotcha. And then Alistair would canvas, and I actually believe that there's an actual term that they have in here for this.
What I described.
Yeah. And hold on, give me 2 seconds while I grab a different book, actually.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a group go hunt and another group go try to make some money other ways.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't even know how this group is gonna be, really. I'm just trying to set up for in case some sketchy shit happens. He's gonna be ready.
Yeah, no, I already wrote what Harry was gonna do, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
play that out now. He's gonna go a little information gathering.
Gotcha. Harry, and so just to be clear with everyone, he actually sent me a message, and there's certain things that he's going to do that are happening off screen at this point. Alistair, let's do you next. Can you please give me I'm going to say an investigation check.
Oof. Alistair was a bit concussed after his first battle.
Okay. And so because it's an investigation check, you spend your free time across the week casing, understanding potential weaknesses, potential areas to exploit, places that you could steal from effectively. Are you interested in doing that here in the North Ward or elsewhere?
No, I'd travel away from home base to do this.
Gotcha. And so you spend a lot of your time walking across the city. And I'm going to say, because you've already been to the dock ward and seen the levels of poverty there in particular, you have been casing out the trades wards, the castle ward, and the sea ward.
Hmm.
You
Like,
believe the richest individuals live in the sea ward quite quickly, is what you come to believe.
okay.
You also notice that they are highly, not defended, but like they are well maintained in terms of security. Fences, gates, locked, heavily locked areas. Some of the more nicely decorated homes have personal guards. The castle ward seems a little more middle class, and therefore potentially easier targets. It is also heavily guarded, however. A significant number of city guards move through the city there. The trades ward. And as you move through the trades wards, you believe it to be the home of all the guilds. You suspect that the coin is held in one or two banks, quite large. Um, Sword Coast Traders Bank, in particular, in the southern ward, is where you suspect that most of the coin is held. And some of the shipments you can see move from, let's say, the guild halls to the bank, or from the bank to the guild halls. There seem to be routes that are taken, but you haven't put them fully together yet across the week.
Okay.
Zusanu, you wished to understand how to make potions, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So going to, I believe it was Coralon's potion shop. Let me just double check the name of that.
Uh,
Coralon's Crown. You enter Coralon's Crown, and it's run by an elf named Fala Lafalier. This place is described as the following. It's a 3-story house, but the third floor has been converted into a greenhouse. Its translucent glass walls allow anyone on the street to see the rainbow of flowers blossoming within. As you enter this space, you see an outgoing wood elf with long braided hair. You're kind of unsure of their gender, actually, and they introduce themselves as Fala. Um, and Fala, greets you and go ahead and make your request. And you can either actually roleplay it out, or we can just like roll persuasion for it. It's up to you.
So I guess I would go and introduce myself and say my name is Zusanu of the noble house Featherbottom. I'm in the city on a coming of age adventure. And me and my friends recently came into the possession of Troll Skull Manor down the street, and I was looking to get into the potion making profession. I was wondering if she was accepting any apprentices at this time.
Yeah,
Ooh,
roll
I rolled a
persuasion for that.
24.
Um, she looks you, or they look you up and down, and they are willing to take you on as an apprentice. That said, it will take up half of your week, so 5 days a week will need to be spent as an apprentice, and that can be done like roughly as downtime, and it will take 5-10 days, so 25 days across 50 days basically.
Um, but would I still be able to like go on the adventures, like down to the sewers and shit, or would this like be the only thing I could do?
No. They are very willing to make this a flexible endeavor, especially considering you rolled a 24. They are willing to meet you on your terms, and especially as long as you just put in those 5 days, it doesn't necessarily matter when.
Then yes, I 100% agree to that.
Okay. So the benefits of this are that after the allotted time, so basically after like 5 weeks, um, you will be able to craft potions that are equivalent to first level. Um, and so that would be things like potions of healing.
Nice.
So there might be other times that this comes up in regards to like roleplay, or as you become more friendly with Fala, but let me just mark down that Zusanu is an apprentice of Fala.
Then would I be able to like keep studying to be able to learn like level 2 and 3 potions and stuff?
Absolutely. There also may be requirements at times of like, make an intelligence check or something in regards to certain things, especially as you want to learn more powerful potions, but we can get into the details of that later on. Um, and those of you who, is there anything else that individuals wished to do in particular before we go to group stuff?
Mm,
Look for disciples, I will.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
let's say Harry was gonna. Harry was gonna go try to get do some recon.
Okay.
So if
Is
we're
there
talking about
anything
like
in
over the week,
particular?
yeah, he would go to a couple. I think I typed it in the chat though, but basically he was gonna go out at night throughout the week on his own, and basically just go to the different taverns locally, and just kind of eavesdrop, sit by himself, and kind of take in what the surroundings, and get a feel for the new area that we're living in. So he would stay in the closer, where Alistair ventured off, just to gain information about the ins and outs of what's going on locally. And then also what I sent to you about specifically what his intentions were.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that is all accounted for. Let me just double check to make sure of one thing. Can I just get an investigation check from you?
15.
Okay. So in regards to intel, I'm going to say you are able to find pockets of individuals you think you might be interested in. And I know I'm being vague for most everyone here, but I think you can find pockets of individuals you might be interested in, but they are pretty mum if you ever get close to them. In regards to the log, um, go ahead and make an intelligence check on that.
Intelligence. Oh, that's a straight thingy.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. You're able to make out a certain amount of comings and goings of goods within that. Specifically, you believe of like actual crates of goods, and you begin to decipher some of it. You believe that one crate refers to like an actual shipment of like short swords, and so this kind of begins to make sense considering what you know of them. Um, in regards to the taverns you visit, that is actually where you find some of the individuals that you might be interested in. But again, it's smatterings of individuals. They're not usually there at all, every day or something. It's only 3, no more than 4 at a given time. Um, and things are a little difficult to hunt down in this way.
Yeah.
Volknar would
Uh,
like to just be like learning the area and just maybe learning the guards' names, becoming friends with them, checking out like the other local tavern, um, Vroon's Brews, and the Silent Shield, and just see what's around.
Gotcha. Can you give me a carousing check? So that's just a 1d20 plus, I'm going to say either your strength or your charisma modifier, your choice.
Okay. Is that the one in the skills where there's like 20 of them?
Oh,
Yeah, so just do the top one. Like, so either whichever one's higher, strength or charisma.
It's gonna be strength for me.
Oh, not a saving throw.
Yeah, so just do a strength check, like at the top.
Oh, okay. That's there you go. Strength check. 12.
Okay. So during this time, you go around from tavern to tavern looking for individuals in particular who might be able to point you in the correct direction in regards to, say, like a fighting pit, a gym, something along these lines, essentially. And it takes a little while, but then you actually bump back into a half-orc woman by the name of Yagra Stonefist. And after a few rounds of ale one evening, she's like, you should come down to the scrambling wrestler. And she describes this fighting pit to you called the Scrambling Wrestler. And the Scrambling Wrestler is a place where you can go and basically show your mettle. It is beneath. So the Scrambling Wrestler is beneath a specific place. Give me a moment here. The Scrambling Wrestler is in the Castle Ward beneath the Mighty Manticore Tavern.
Sounds like a cool place.
Okay.
And she says, all you have to do is go up to the bouncer and say, you want a bout. And if you want an actual bout, it means you're gonna fight. And if you show up the first time, you gotta fight. So make sure you know what you're doing if you're gonna do this.
Could I ask what kind of level I should be, or is it just going to scale?
She kind of looks you up and down. She goes, I don't know, you look bloody strong, so you could probably take it.
Is there prize money for winning fights?
There is. You gotta put up a certain amount of coin. It has to be at least 5 gold. But if you win, you usually get a hefty cut of the gambles. So the last time I did it, I won 75 gold pieces. Mind you, the
Ooh.
fucking guy was built like an ox.
Ooh. All right.
And you can see her pointing to like a scar on her lip from like a split lip. Pretty tough shit by the sound of it.
Okay. That's good information to have.
And then she goes, oh, one last thing. It only happens at the end of the week, last day of the week. It's the only day it happens.
I think that's all I really need to know. Oh, can we use weapons? Or is it unarmed?
Oh no, fists only.
Alright.
Cool. So if you do want to go do that, we will hold off for a little bit while we go through, like, I think Aerith had something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanna talk to Victor. I want him to come down and just be there with me. And if he wants to join in, he can join in. But if I go down, I need someone to carry me back home.
I got you,
Would you,
Volknar.
Would you tell the rest of the party? Would we know what's going on? Zusanu would like to
Harry
come
would go
cheer
cheer
you
on
on.
if I knew you were
And
fighting.
if you guys wanted to gamble, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
sure.
bet on the other guy for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell the group. I'll tell the group what's going on.
Gotcha. Okay. Aerith, what would you like to do?
I need new followers. I think he wants to dedicate his time to finding people who might believe in the Order of the Moon.
Okay. That's definitely going to be an investigation check for that.
Okay. Oh, 4. Sweet.
Okay. And so during free time during the week, you probably become a bit dejected as you move through the city looking for what you seek. You don't see the symbology of followers of the moon necessarily sticking out anywhere. Um, Many people are willing to speak with you if you get their ear, but they want to know your story less than they want to hear about the Order of the Moon. Um,
Okay.
some say, are you a Hawkman?" in reference to the giant statue that lies within Waterdeep. But many are interested in the Aarakocra people and what you may or may not tell them about. Um, but they've never heard of the Order of the Moon.
Yeah,
Um,
they just want to hear a story. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the news about the savior.
Correct.
Uh, Damn, that sucks. I
But
waste my time.
you do make your way pretty significantly throughout um, the main thoroughfares at the very least, and you do become more acquainted with the city during this time.
Okay, okay.
Is there anything else anybody else would like to do in particular individually?
Can we just like say we like went shopping and restocked the bar and the kitchen?
Totally, totally. And that would just be actually did a quick check here. 5. So that would be
Like
about
just for us, not like a restock like to open up.
yeah. That's only going to be like 8 gold for the week for the lot of you.
Down to
Um,
61 gold.
so during the second day, there is something else of interest that happens. There is the first visitor of somebody you do not know to the bar. And this individual is a halfling with mutton chops and bushy eyebrows. He walks into the bar, and you can see that he's smoking a pipe, and he kind of looks around and he goes, "Ah, I remember when this was a nicer place." And I assume that some of you are around the bar in the mid-afternoon once again. Is that correct?
Yeah, Harry would take offense to that comment.
um, and he goes,
Stop what he was wiping down a table and look at the guy and be like, Who are you, stranger?"
he introduces himself as, "I'm Broxley Fairkettle." Um, and he is a representative of none other than the Fellowship of Innkeepers, one of the guilds in Waterdeep. And so inns and taverns are few and far between in the North Ward. So he makes frequent visits to those in the area to see how they're doing and to offer them well wishes. He also describes how joining the guild would be such a boon to you.
What kind of
Yeah,
boons are
how
we
so?
talking about?
Yeah,
Let me pull up the.
explain yourself, kind sir.
And he says, "Well, you see, 25 gold for your first year, then 20 gold onwards. You see, well, then you get access to quite a number of different things that the guild can offer." Um,
Not gonna lie, Bruxley sounds like a scam.
and he goes on and says, "You see, besides just making my life easier and not needing to blacklist your new tavern, we would ensure that you are given news of thieves, con artists, brawlers, and mages with urges to let off spells in taverns, and that you can ensure they don't enter your tavern. We also help blacklist problem patrons if they happen to be an issue in your own tavern. You see, without these sort of protections, we can't necessarily give you these things. And well, do you know that roughly 60% of the city works for one of the guilds in some form or another? It's quite important to continue to be on the good side of the guilds." And he sort of sighs as he looks at the beaten down stool that he's like leaning against.
Well,
Hey,
we're
you know
not
what
we're not
happened to
quite
this
ready to
tavern?
open yet.
Sorry.
Harry would ask him about like the previous history of this tavern.
Oh, the previous history. Yes, I believe it was owned by none other than the Silvermane family. Um, yes, I believe the Silvermanes owned it, and my understanding is that one of the Silvermanes currently works for the Open Lord, Larl Silverhand. I this was quite some time ago. My understanding is that it was sold in an auction recently. I don't know much more.
Okay.
What
You
was the
trying
other
to
question?
blackmail us? You trying to strong arm us? Can Harry do an insight check on if he is, yeah, an insight on like on
If it's
how,
legit.
like I'm sure it's legit, but like is he just trying to like con us, his intentions, is it really I don't know how to explain it.
Is he
Like
for
I know it's legit,
real?
but like
How
is
bad
this
could it
like,
be?
yeah, like without
He's trying to like fleece us for
like
extra
it's
money.
like I guess my thing is I want to know if he was like threatening us. Like if you don't
Gotcha.
join us, like hoodlums are gonna come and whatever. Was he like threatening or was he trying to be helpful? I guess
Gotcha.
that was what so I'll do an insight on that. Nat
Okay.
20.
Okay.
Ooh.
So combined with your knowledge of Waterdeep, having lived in Waterdeep before, and being a citizen for a long time, as well as his demeanor, the things he's saying, you know that he's probably legit, almost assuredly legit. People don't claim to be of a guild or representing a guild unless they are of the guild. And if they are not, things are ironed out quickly and they can be ironed out quite aggressively. Because the guilds of Waterdeep hold all the economic power, or, the vast, vast majority of the economic power. The city would not effectively function without the guilds. The guilds provide both private and public services as we know them, like in our lives. So, for example, there is the Dung Sweepers Guild. So instead of there being street cleaning provided by the city, there's a full guild for that. The guild is paid primarily by the city, but the Dung Sweepers Guild does more than just work for the city. They also connect taverns and homes to the sewers, for example. Um, in the regards to the Fellowship of Innkeepers that Broxley Fairkettle represents, um, you have heard before of the Fellowship of Innkeepers. Uh, a place that is rubber stamped by the Fellowship of Innkeepers generally does fine, at the very least, in the city. You know that there are instances beforehand that you have seen where new businesses attempt to pop up. They believe they can support themselves with, outside of the typical guild system. And that means like sourcing simple things like ale that a tavern would need. And that they fail to do so because the guilds ensure to cut off those supplies to these individual taverns and/or businesses. And so he's serious. You know that it could be difficult, if not downright annoying and/or frustrating at times. And you also know that he's not necessarily threatening you. He, in the violent sense, he's threatening you economically.
That's what I figured.
I think we should sign up.
Hmm.
Do we get any
Is there any signing
benef-
bonus?
yeah, I mean, are there any benefits that we get at like the other inns or taverns?
Listen here, friend. We're a bit short on coin. Is there any way we could delay our first payment here?
Oh, yes, of course. Clearly, you're not open for business yet, and until you are, I expect nothing from you. That said, when you are ready for business, we would love to have you join the Fellowship of Innkeepers. I know that the Vintners and Brewers Guild as well would quite like another tavern on their books, and, I can try to put in a good word with them. It kind of gives you all a wink and a nod. That said, I could also, laborers come to us. So when you need a cook, for example, I can absolutely try to provide you with one. The hiring process these days is so smooth through the guilds.
It sounds like
Speaking
a
of,
mutual
and Harry looks
relationship to
around at
have.
the disheveled mess and sees if the cost of having like a cleaning crew come in would be from the
Oh,
guild.
and he goes, yes, of course. But the Dung Sweepers Guild can be notified, and they will make sure that this place is spick and span from top to bottom. In fact, and he begins to take out like a piece of parchment, and what is clearly some sort of like pencil-y looking thing, but it's only like the pencil lead. Um, he begins writing down a bunch of things. He goes, and by the sound of it, you probably need some carpenters. It looks like there's maybe a hole or two in the floor. And he writes down this like list of guilds, basically, um, that would effectively help you. And he goes, look, I can make contacts, and if you are willing, 20 gold for your membership down now. 5 gold for me to make the contacts for you. We can begin to contact folk, and when you're ready, we can set the process straight.
Deal it is.
We're gonna run out of money quick, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we
like-
try
like
to
I
make
said,
our
we're-
own
I mean,
contacts?
We're short on gold right now, so maybe that'd have to wait.
yeah.
As you
Plus-
wish, and he
Yeah.
puts the piece of paper in his pocket and he goes, listen, how's this? Send somebody by the guild hall when you're ready, and we can have everything go smooth as sailing.
Perfect.
Well then,
Get a business
Uh,
card?
I do not, but if you ask for Broxley Fairkettle at any, basically most of the guild halls associated to taverns, they might be able to know who I am.
All right, noted. Bruxley.
With this, Broxley takes his leave.
Broxley.
And as he does so, Harold, you in particular, can you give me a little bit of information about your time in the military? Did you know magic at that point?
Oh, very much so. Yes, that was my forte in the army.
That's what I thought. And what was your rank?
Medium. Made it halfway up the charts.
Gotcha. So I'm going to put you at, I think some sort of like lieutenant makes sense.
Sure.
And I'm going
Oh,
to
yeah.
say, I'm going to say that you, because of this standing, are the individual to receive this message. I think it makes the most sense. You receive a message in your mind that says, I am Vajra Safar, the Blackstaff. Come to Blackstaff Tower in the Castle Ward at once. Bring your friends. And that is it.
Excuse me. Can you
And
repeat
there's,
that?
yeah. I am
No,
Vrajra.
no.
Oh, okay.
Harry would yeah, Harry would just kind of like. I mean, I guess would he know that he heard it in his head?
Mhm.
Now, perception wise.
Yeah.
Is that like
Uh,
a regular
all right.
wizard?
Well, Harry would definitely be visually confused. Like he'd be like looking around the room as if someone was in there. Be like, anyone? Did you guys just hear that? Anyone just hear that? Anyone here? Vashra? Anyone? Harry's
Elster
looking
gives him a
confused.
funny look.
Yeah, Volknar like looks dumbfounded.
Just heard a weird voice in my head that said to bring the gang to this guy Vashra at Blackstaff Manor.
You an adventure for us, Harry? Susan
I
would
don't
stand
know.
up all excited.
Could be bad. Could be good. I don't know. Who can communicate? What the heck kind of guy can communicate
Some other
telepathically?
kind of wizard.
It's not the
Let's
day
go-
of the fight, is it?
It is not.
Oh yeah,
That
we
is
can't miss the fight. Let's go see what this guy wants with you.
Sure. Yeah, if everyone wants to go check it out.
Might as
Sounds
well.
important.
Did you tell us
dangerous.
that you heard a voice in your head?
I just did, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
then I
you,
told me that the whole group should come visit this guy.
Grub, hold down the fort. There's
um,
an adventure afoot.
Grub, who has been practicing his bowing, gives you all a pretty good one actually at this point, and says, "Yes." And those of you who had taught him that he's actually supposed to pick up the like the clutter and the litter on the ground, notice that even though his clothes are immaculate and clean, a significant amount of the litter and refuse has been picked up in the area that you asked him to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Harry thinks to
Learning.
himself that we gotta get this guy a nice suit.
Grub.
He's already
Yeah,
wearing one. I gave him
is he?
like nobleman
It-
clothes.
Yeah, he's
He's a
wearing
noble.
Yeah,
Alright,
he's wearing nobleman
looking
clothes.
good.
alright, then never mind. He's looking good.
Fresh as fuck.
And so you guys head off
You
to the
won't
Blackstaff Tower.
believe what this goblin's wearing, dog.
Will surprise anyone that walks in, I guess.
Cool. So to Blackstaff Tower, is that right?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. You make your way through the city pretty quickly, taking the specific route that you know to get to Blackstaff Tower, because it kind of juts out against the northern side of, and you can actually see it in the map. It sort of juts out um, off the cliff of the northern side of, where is that? Again, sorry. Just north of the Lady Dreaming. And it's this kind of large tower that actually is sort of set back into the cliffside a little bit. And it looks out towards the market to the east. And so as you round the market, you can make it out pretty clearly. The lady dreaming up above, lying on her side, and you can sort of make her out through the homes up on the rise there. And so as you make your way to Blackstaff Tower, there are two city guards out front, and they all sort of eyeball you, and they go, "Are you friends of Renair Neverember? Have you heard from the mistress of the tower?"
Harry? Is that who
As a matter of
contacted you?
fact, we do know. Who was it? Who do you
Renair.
know? Renair, yeah. How do you know Renair?
Yes, well, we saw him enter yesterday, and the mistress told us to expect visitors, friends of his. Inside with you. She'll be waiting down in the second floor.
Is this mistress you speak of Vashron? Wait, what?
Vajra.
Vajra.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
yes.
they say,
Bring us to her.
she is the Blackstaff, as they open the door. And as you enter, the tower is much bigger on the inside. This thing that is shaped as like a large blue rectangle, on the outside appears to be probably a 20-foot by 45, 50-foot tower. And it has like distinctive colorations to it. And as you enter, it must be circular, which is strange, and it must be 100 feet in diameter instead. So significantly larger on the inside. And there's a staircase that goes around the outside wall leading up. And you can make out certain sections because the floor plan seems to be these discs that jut out from the sides of the tower in strange fashions that do not fully overlap, and so that you can sort of look down off the balcony of one and see down through the center and aside towards the bottom floor. And so there's this 5, 6 foot wide, nice staircase leading up to the second floor. The first floor is entirely a garden, and there's magical light all around you, magical sunlight, just sort of emanating from the walls softly. And so the garden is humid. It seems to be growing well, and the staircase leading up to the second floor. You can't tell necessarily yet what's on the second floor, but you can hear a voice call out, "Come on up. Come up."
Harry proceeds.
And the rest of you are as well, is that correct?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Yep,
following.
yep, yep.
I'm a
Follow
little
Harry's
stressed out
lead.
with all this magic going on though.
Yes.
And as you reach the second floor, you basically step onto the second floor, which is another of these discs sort of set into the side of the wall. Um, it's kind of decorated like a lounge. It's very strange. We're talking ornate purple furniture of all different types, all different shades of purple. So like deep lavender, light violets. Not unlike Zoblob's shop, except
I was just
nowhere
gonna say.
near as eccentric and far more tasteful. Um, in the midst of this, there is a woman sitting on a comfortable purple chair, and across from her are two couches, sort of at an angle next to each other, facing her. And she stands, large black staff in her hands, and points to the sofas across from her and invites you to have a seat if you so wish.
Is she pretty?
Um, Let me describe her.
Harry's gonna
She
try to get it in.
Jeez.
Damn.
You can flirt with the DM all you want, but it might not help. Let's see.
Roll for milkers.
All right. Vajra is a darker skinned individual. She appears to be probably in her late 20s or early 30s. She is dressed in darker clothing, knee high boots, brown leather gloves, wearing some sort of black neck high, like chin high tunic with a white it's quite an interesting coat. A white sort of coat that is never meant to be like buttoned or closed, but sort of like almost cuts behind her as if there's like a wind, but there's not. Her hair is dreaded. She has large earrings that is a piece of turquoise with a piece of gold almost dripping off the turquoise, and the large black staff, the symbol of her position, lay it was like across her lap as she was sitting, but as she stood up you can see that it's significantly taller than her. It's probably about 7 feet tall. She's a little under 6 feet.
Is she is this a human woman?
Yes.
All right, Harry will take off his hood and sit down.
Oh,
Okay.
she's a cloak of billowing.
Yeah, she does.
So jealous.
And as the rest of you take a seat, she goes, "Thank you for making my summons so quickly. um, Not all adventurers are so prompt, and that is only a positive so far as I can tell from you. I suspect that you understand now from a conversation with my guards, and you can see that she is like putting effectively this like strange little instrument that looks very similar to an ear trumpet back into a pocket as she's saying this to you. That you know Renair, and he came to speak to me, and that you're looking for work."
That in fact is true.
Yes. We're looking for work indeed.
She looks you all up and down, takes some time on each of you, stands up, walks around the couches. "Well, how's this? Let's do something simple first. That said, if Renair is talking you up, I can't deny him a favor. He's a good friend." She looks at you all, stopping at one point. May I touch your arms?" Specifically to Victor and to Volknar.
I'll be like,
Sure. Touch away.
You guys flex your muscles and everything.
yeah, I'm gonna
Harry rolls his
flex.
eyes in jealousy.
Big muscle man. Oh yeah.
All right, she's kind of like, "This will do, this will do. You see, you might need these muscles." And she sits back down. "I would like you to ascend onto the Mount of Waterdeep, you don't need to go as high as the Griffin, and I need you to go into a cave. You see, seek out the hermit, this individual by the name of Halam, Hlam. Halam was a monk
Alarm.
that lives in a cave on the side of Mount Waterdeep. It's sort of south of the Griffin. I need you to ask him if he's heard about any threats to the city. But I would ask you, please don't annoy him or overstay your welcome. He's a prickly pear.
Harry cracks his fingers like in the thing and is like, "That's it."
She kind of looks sharply at you and she goes, "It is. It won't be as easy as you suspect. Climbing will be required. Climbing, not necessarily fully technical, but difficult nonetheless. And Halam is a strange fellow. See what you
Strange
get out
how?
of him and report back to me." So you say
Okay.
strange how?
Yeah.
He can tend to speak in riddles. Frankly, I don't understand them a good number of the time, and yet I feel it's important to hear him out every 10 day or so. And so sometimes I fly over by myself. Sometimes, well, frankly, I think this is maybe only the second time I've sent anybody to do this, and the last group decided to turn it down. But it's a good test nonetheless, so we'll go with it. Just see what Halam has to say. Record what he has to say on a piece of paper, bring it back to me, and we can continue maybe this relationship together.
All
Okay,
right.
well,
What?
what's in it
What?
for
What?
us?
I was gonna say, what do we get for delivering this message of his?
50 gold. I know it's not a fortune, and yet it's good money. Fair for the work, I would argue. I'm not asking you to fight off a demon prince or anything of the such, but I am asking you to just do something slightly dangerous by climbing the mountain. And so I believe that's a fair offering here. Sorry, how's this? There's one, two, and she counts you and she says, "How's 60 gold?"
Better than what we have.
Yeah.
So,
Sold.
Let's do it.
All right.
And I flex.
What were you gonna say, my wizard friend?
Well, I was just gonna ask it. I don't know if this is, necessarily worth our time unless there's, something more substantial to follow. Do you have any bigger jobs that this might be a tryout for?
Alistair sort of pulls Harold aside, little sidebar. He's like, hey man, look at this place. I'm sure she's got all the work for us. She's got to start
Yeah,
somewhere.
I just don't want to waste our time going up a hillside for
We gotta
50
prove
gold.
ourselves.
I mean,
And
yeah.
then Alistair,
Yeah, I get
like
that.
turns to him. He's like, we got people who can fly. No big deal.
Let's do it.
But
We'll
how
show her
long?
what's
How
up.
long was this? How long do you expect this quest to take? Can we ask that question?
She has no idea how long it'll take you, actually, and that's part of the test. And she says, to be clear, I'm just looking for, a little bit of an introduction to your talents and skills. And so there's always the potential for more down the line. I don't currently have anything that I need doing. Um, but when I do, depending on where we're at, I will call upon you.
All right,
Let's get
fine.
her done.
Sounds like a deal.
let's get her done.
Okay.
So Harry would stand up and, on behalf of the group, accept her offer, and well, she won't be disappointed. See you soon. We'll be in contact soon.
Thank you. And it was good to meet the lot of you. I know that Renair thinks rather highly of you, and frankly, that's few and far between so far as I'm concerned. Good day.
I mean, I don't know if you heard, but we did kind of save his life.
Oh,
Some banditos.
I heard he wouldn't, frankly, the lad wouldn't shut up about it, but, I
long as he
I want to
remembers.
see I want to see what you're made of. That's all.
Harry bows and is she like far away? Is she like sitting on a throne type thing?
She's like 15 feet away. She's just like keeping her distance. Not on a throne. It's a pretty comfy looking big purple chair.
Harry attempts to starts to approach her, not aggressively or anything, but
Okay.
wants to go
And
up to her.
what's your passive insight?
Passive insight is 14.
Okay. You can see that she is not tense, but that as she notices you walking forward, her stance becomes ever so slightly guarded. And this is actually something that you can only notice as a like it's wizard to wizard. Um, you could see that she would be able to cast a spell if needed quickly,
Yeah.
but she's not preventing you from walking forward necessarily. How close do you look to get?
Well, I'm gonna go like Harry's gonna go all the way up to her, but like maybe when he sees that as he gets closer, he kind of shows his hands like as a sign of not doing anything. Like holds his hands out,
Sure,
approaches slowly,
sure.
and then he'll take a knee and extend his arm out to like kiss her hand.
Gotcha.
What a
Make a
gentleman.
make a
Seal the
persuasion
deal.
check.
Persuasion check. Here we go.
Harry found his target.
Nat 1.
A perfect roll.
Okay, so as you go down to like get closer to go down onto one knee to go kiss her hand, you accidentally trip, fall, and fall prone. And she kind of looks at you, one eyebrow cocked, and says, "Don't worry, Lieutenant Harold. I don't believe you're injured. Maybe just your pride this time. Thank you for your time. Good to see you all." And she kind of clicks her staff on the stone, like, and you now realize it's a stone floor. Like, this tower must be built of some serious magic or something to be built in this way. And she begins to sort of walk away from you, heels clicking slowly away from you at first, and then quietly.
Oh,
Harry pulls
breaks,
himself
buddy.
off the ground and dusts off his robes, highly embarrassed. All right, boys, let's get out of here. None of you, this never happened. We never speak of this again.
It was very smooth of you.
Harry proceeds to try to exit the room as quickly as
Okay.
possible.
That did not happen. I understand.
Let's just hope you
Nice.
perform better under pressure in battle.
Let's go climb this
Yeah.
hill.
Okay, you guys exit the Blackstaff Tower, and upon doing so, you walk back out into the sunshine of Waterdeep, noticing once again the strange blue tower behind you being significantly larger on the inside. Um, the the mount of Waterdeep is directly to your south, so you can actually see where the Blackstaff Tower is on the map.
Mhm.
And you know that you could climb up to the rise via a path. There's actually like a path sign just to the left as you exit the Blackstaff Tower, or you could go a different way if you so wished.
Um, I guess Alistair would say, "Well, I suppose the lot of us just walk up the path, but we have friends who can fly. Maybe you guys could scout ahead for us."
Yeah, we'll meet you guys at the top. Clap my cousin Aerith on the back and lift up into the sky. Start making my way to the top.
Okay. So you take off into the air. What, Aerith, are you going along with Zusanu?
Yeah, I'll accompany him.
Okay. So the two Aarakocra take off into the air. The four of you, would you like to take the path?
Yeah.
Oh, we pathing.
Okay. So those of you that take the path, go ahead and just give me Constitution checks. I just want to see how tired you're going to be from this hike, basically.
Oh
Cool.
God.
All right, so Harold, somewhere between falling prone on your face and an embarrassment, you lag behind the others. You're not necessarily super tired from this, but you are winded by the time that you get to the top, um, and you are specifically to the left of the Lady Dreaming. And so you come up the rise and then you continue up along the ridge towards the Erie and the Griffin. And as described, you know that the cave is somewhere. It would basically be like at the G of the Griffin in terms of the lettering. And so you're just sort of making your way up along the ridge, and it's not a difficult climb, but it is tiring nonetheless. Uh, Zusanu and Aerith, you guys, the two of you, take off into the air, and at first it feels amazing. Your wings are spread, the air is passing over them, and you begin to fly. First up the cliffside towards the Lady Dreaming, and then over the little village of the Rise. As you do so, give me perception checks.
All right, all right.
So there's one. Okay. Zusanu, you in particular quickly see the rotations of the Griffin cavalry making their way across the city. And at this time, there's not any totally nearby. You can see that there's one flying out of the Erie on top of the peak top area on top of Mount Waterdeep. And you can see that there's one to the north of you over near the Sahagin Humboldt. And as you take off, you notice that the one near the Sahagin Humboldt begins to fly over in your direction. What would you guys like to do?
I guess I would motion to Aerith and point out the guy flying towards us and head down to rejoin the rest of the party and get out of the sky.
All
So
right, all right. I'll head down.
I don't think they want us flying.
So, as you begin to descend and reach the rest of the party, you all sort of meet somewhere to the left, so somewhere just to the west of the Lady Dreaming. And as you land, the Griffin cavalry actually comes up and lands in front of you and goes, "Ho, hello there, friends. I just wanted to say, those are mighty impressive wings you have. Can I see your writs of citizenship if you do have them?"
Oh, of course.
Yes, of course. Yeah, they
Is he asking all of us or just the birds?
Just the birds.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Alistair, are you a little nervous?
Well, I was gonna try to sneak away.
Might
No,
not be a bad idea.
he's asking just the birds. And so as you present them, he goes, "Ah, excellent, excellent. North Ward, oh, Troll Skull Alley. I know the place. I've flown over it many a times. Um, Pleased to meet you both. Uh, I am Air Marshal Zoran. Um, and I will just let folks know that sorry, your Air Arakokra? Arakokra? Sorry. I've only ever read about your people. Um, you are allowed to fly if you wish.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yes, of course.
I didn't know I needed your permission to fly, but okay.
No, no, no. This is an invitation to join us in the sky. Nothing more.
All right.
Is this a griffin or is it like an officer riding a griffin?
Officer riding a griffin. Sorry if I
Oh,
wasn't clear.
okay.
Do griffins talk or no?
The griffin screeches because it's got an eagle head.
Okay.
Other magical beasts we encounter will talk though.
Yeah. And so he goes, "Good day to the lot of you." Takes off, lance in arm. He and the griffin head back towards the Sahagin Humboldt, continue their route.
Yeah, we're back in the air as fast as possible.
Gotcha. And the rest of you are continuing your climb. Can I just get 2 more Constitution checks from those making the climb, please. Oh, whoa.
All right, so 2 of them each.
Yep.
20 and 15.
Okay. So across the entirety of the climb, Harold, you only take 1 point of exhaustion, and everybody else you are fine. And the 1 point of exhaustion is entirely from that first jaunt up the hill, where you sort of lagged behind. You eventually get to a spot where you can quite clearly see, as was sort of indicated, a cave. It's about 12 to 15 feet up above you, the entrance to this cave, and there is a rope hanging off of an old tree stump, and yet it looks like it was recently frayed and broke. And so there's just like 2 feet of this rope like dangling in the wind, and so you have no way to reach up into the cave at this time.
Hmm.
About how far away is it?
It's about 12 to 15 feet above you, so like somewhere in that range. The Aarakocra, you guys can get into the cave without a. You can just fly right in if you so wish.
I think I have
Um,
climbing gear.
I'd fly
Yeah,
to the
can
cave and drop a rope down.
Okay.
I was gonna say either that, or we can attempt to have one of you guys fly up and presumably like hover and tie, part that's broken to some new rope
Yeah, that
that we
that
have.
makes sense.
Either or.
Yeah, secure us a nice rope. Or
Yeah,
shoot across.
that's kind of what I meant. Like secure a rope at the top and then drop it down to the boys.
Yeah, sure.
Gotcha. And so it doesn't even matter if you don't have the rope. I know somebody would. So after about 3 minutes of this, you secure a rope, and allowing everyone to scale without too much issue up to the lift, like the ledge of this cave. And the cave seems like it goes a ways into the mountainside. Actually, it's a 10-foot by 10-foot opening. It's pretty circular. You're actually unsure if it was man-made or naturally made, and it's quite dark on the inside. You suspect it goes further than about the 20 feet in you can see. Those of you with dark vision, you would have to step into the darkness first to really see beyond where the light is shining, but you suspect it probably goes at least 50 feet in.
Alistair will let everybody else know without dark vision how deep the cave is.
Without dark vision?
Yeah, everybody else who can't see within.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a step in the cave and with Alistair and look inside of it.
Okay. So you can see it's probably 30 feet tall, and it goes further than your 60 feet of dark vision. The sides sort of arch up, and you suspect that looking at it, it was not naturally made at this point. Everything seems relatively perfect, and in that it's like either geometric or smooth. And so
Okay.
it's not hexagonal or something like that. It's like I don't know what the term would be, but it's like hundreds of small edges touching each other in the way that like a 100-sided die would be, where it's just almost smooth or circular, but it's not. It's ever so slightly offset everywhere. And as you step into the cave and you walk into it, do you guys go more than 15, 25 feet?
I'd say we cautiously enter
Yeah,
the cave.
Harry's following the group.
We're not
Okay.
like running. We're not like sprinting in, but we're slowly meandering through, very cautiously.
Gotcha.
I'm just following the guys with dark vision.
Okay. So after about 25, 30 feet in particular,
Well,
the two.
Aerith has light cantrips, so
Does anybody want to cast light or light a torch or anything?
Earth, you gonna
They air off.
a Roth, you gonna light
probably
us up?
8K or something.
I mean, I can be leading the group with
At least I'll just strike up a torch.
Yeah, we all have torches too, so
Okay. So if more than one of you strikes up a torch, you will illuminate the full cavern. And you can tell that as you strike the first one.
okay.
Someone light another one.
And as you do so, the scene presents itself in full relief. And so you see this cavern that is a perfectly flat floored and then perfectly angled in like an arch from the floor upwards, 30 feet tall, in these strange little divots of space that are clearly geometrically perfect and identical to the others. And as you see this, from sort of the depths of one of these sort of divots, up on the ceiling, you see a creature, like a man, and yet twisted and wrong. The elbows and knees go in the wrong direction. The face is upside down. And the eyes stare down at you and say, "Deep is the water here. What do you seek?"
We've come
Seek
for
the one that goes by the name
Halam.
Alam.
Halam you have found?
Oh.
What a knowledge on the inverse brain do you want?
Our good friend Vashra is sent us to come seek your knowledge.
Knowledge you seek, riddles I give. Evil twin hides its face for now. Expect that to change before winter's end. And as he kind of crawls across the surface of the ceiling, he's going in some sort of pattern, but it's hard to make out across these divots in the ceiling. And as he does so, he turns and says, "Be gone with you. Quest achieved." And tries to go and hide from the light.
Harry looks around and is like, well, that was easy, guys.
All right then.
Alistair shouts out, "Thank you."
You're
then
welcome, though
Harry,
welcome here no longer.
Right, let's
Harry
go.
would
Wait, all he did was draw stuff in the ceiling?
He gave us a little riddle.
give us a riddle.
Did we solve it?
Wait,
We're
what?
just gonna give it to Vashra.
Yeah.
So Harry is gonna
But what are we supposed to find? Like, isn't there a threat
Hey, look,
coming
if
to
that's
the city?
did we get the check mark? Is the quest, is that?
well, we got to go back to Vashra and give her the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Report back his riddle.
Okay.
All right then.
Okay.
Unless we want to keep looking in this cave a little more.
I think this guy wants to leave.
No, this guy seems pretty sketchy. We should probably leave and not upset him.
Okay.
Okay.
Harry would yell out, Vashra, we completed the quest.
Are you gonna use your magic mind talk?
I don't have it. He was just doing it because she could do it. So I don't know. It's gonna be funny.
You receive no response.
Okay.
And do you descend the mountain? Do you want to go straight back to Blackstaff Tower, or would you like to go elsewhere?
What time is it?
I would say either way. It sounded like it being a test and all. Might as well go ace it, you know.
Yeah.
Get back to it.
ASAP?
Look how
Yeah.
easy that was. Yeah.
It's a little bit in the late afternoon towards evening. The sun is probably about 2 hours from setting, in regards to the time. And so you head back down Waterdeep, Mount Waterdeep, and you make your way towards the Blackstaff Tower. The guards giving you a quizzical look, but not asking any questions as they hold the door open for you as they see you come nearby. Passers-by notice that you are maybe ever so slightly dirtied or dusty from your hike. Um, Maybe the streaks of sweat have come down your face a little, some more than others in terms of herald in comparison to some of the others. And yet you are let back into Blackstaff Tower, the inside being significantly larger, and you make your way up to the second floor. And instead of being a lounge, it has been completely changed and you find yourselves in what we would recognize as like some sort of chemical laboratory, and yet what is clearly an arcane chemical laboratory. And there are smokes and vapors and steam rising from certain contraptions. Some things are vibrating strangely, some things are floating off of what is clearly like some sort of scale, whereas the other side of the scale is heavily weighted downwards. And Vajra is moving in between instruments, sort of fiddling with different things. And you see at the end of all of this, like Rude Goldberg sort of contraption, an empty vial. And she's moving from instrument to instrument, fiddling, and she says, "Approach. You may approach."
What is this?
Harry
We
would
got
say,
your
"I'm like, what you
message.
done with the place?"
Ah, yes, yes. The second floor is whatever I need it to be at the time. And right now, well, I would quite like to make a potion of divination for later. It can take up to a month, however, and so later in this case is, well, hopefully even later than that. Nonetheless, what did you find from Halam? What did you make of, what did you make of the fellow?
Not much of a fellow, more of a creature.
He was a weirdo.
He is a strange one at that, and yet I'm not always convinced that monsters aren't more human and humans aren't more monster. Aren't you? She looks you all over.
Oh, well, of course, I've always said that.
Heads on the person.
Depends on the monster.
Fair enough. And if you have said that sort of thing, Harold, then good on you. She turns back to her contraptions, fiddles with some of the dials and whatnot for a moment, and says, "Well, out with it. What did Halam say?" And she continues working while trying to listen to you all intently.
Harry tells her what the guy said, which was the evil twin hides and will hides its face until winter ends.
Cool. And she listens, stops fiddling with her contraptions, writes it down. Evil twin hides its face for now. Expect that to change before winter's end. Interesting. I know not what it means, and yet I'm glad to have it. She sort of takes the parchment and actually puts it into. She like opens up a little coin purse from her pouch and puts it in there. Closes the coin purse, puts it back in a pocket. Well, I appreciate you all for doing this task for me. And she then produces the 60 gold coins you had seen beforehand and tosses them over her shoulder as she then continues to fiddle with some of the instruments. I will be in contact if I need your assistance once more. For now, you've proven yourselves as worthy of my requests. I'll let Renair know as well. He's a good lad, and his heart's at the right place, and clearly his mind was here as well.
Thanks for the gold.
Right?
Add the gold to our pouch of funds.
Gotcha.
Feel free to give me a shout in my head whenever you need anything.
Yeah, stay in touch.
Sounds good, Lieutenant Alcantara.
And have you ever been by Zoblov's shop?
I have. Why do you ask?
I just think you'd really like it there.
I do, and yet nobody ever buys me any of the purple things from him. But what a strange gnome he is. Nonetheless,
Very strange. All right, so Harry gets up and then starts to leave and tells her to call her.
Volkner catches up to Harry. He's like, you gotta buy her that purple thing after falling flat on your face, right?
And then Harry Harry shows Volknar his empty hands. Just kind of gives him like spirit fingers.
Volknar's confused. He's like, what? Are you poor?
Yeah.
We just got 50 gold.
We got some money.
Elsterling said,
Do we need
actually,
some
we got
gold,
60.
bud?
Oh yeah, we got 60 gold. Yeah. So,
Oh, good. Give it to Zeus.
So as you guys leave the tower, what would you like to do? Or would you like me to fast forward to certain points in time throughout the 10-day?
Did we already go find the like the sewer monster job?
You have not heard of a sewer monster job in particular at this time. So that would probably be in relation to the Lord's Alliance, is what you understand. And Renee or Floon was going to try to like have somebody from them contact you.
Okay, so we're just waiting to hear from them.
Yeah.
And what day of the week was it? Did we figure that out?
I will actually give you the real days of the week. Give me 2 seconds.
I only ask in relation to Fight Club.
Gotcha. So in Faerun, there is a 10-day for a week. The days are where are they?
We're not operating on a 7-day cycle.
No, it's a 10-day. 30-day months into 3 blocks of 10 days, or simply put, a week is 10 days. Why can't I find this? It's the second day. It's the second day of the week. That's all.
All right.
We've got
guess-
we have 120 gold now. Should we?
Is there
Should we
something
go
we
with,
can
like,
get
the
started on, or
carpenters?
is there any way
Yeah.
we can invest like a large chunk and get a return somehow?
I think we should go to the Carpenters Guild first and start working on like the foundational stuff. Like we got to connect the tavern floor to the top floors.
Yeah, we need a trap door of some sort or a fireman's pole.
How much are we? Yeah, just go for that.
doesn't Victor have like some sort of carpentry skills?
Next level, I'll be able to be proficient with carpenter tools.
Harry, you want to come
alright.
stop by the Carpenters Guild with me?
Sure. I'll go with you.
I was like, should Victor go too? I have a feeling he's going to learn how to do carpentry soon. Maybe
Yeah,
he can
Vic,
get like
you wanna come
a
check out the Carpenters
bonus
Guild?
if he can like apprentice there or something. I don't know.
Do I
He
need
just
to?
gets it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, remember that I know that in my sleep when I get to level 3. Yeah.
I had a vision in my sleep.
Yeah.
If you want, you can always say that like it's role played by, sort of helping the Carpenters Guild repair the tavern, and therefore you gain those skills when you get up to level 3.
Ah,
And you could get paid too, or lower the
Oh.
cost.
we have
I
to
think
pay
I think
them.
That'd
in this instance it would definitely lower the cost instead
Yeah.
of getting paid.
Be sweet if I got paid by them just give me the tools, and then I could just like do stuff
Might be able
whenever.
to borrow the tools.
Yeah, you'll be able to use whatever tools they bring to the job to repair the tavern, but yeah,
Okay.
you would
Yeah.
have to buy your own.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Just we'll go with you.
And so you guys want to go to the Carpenters Guild and request repairs, and would you like to request room adjustments at this time in order to make the tavern more to your liking? So like the stairs, for example, would you like them to be on the inside? Like
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
we should get
think-
some done.
I think we at least need to stairs and fortify like the windows and doors. I think those are like the two major things we need.
I want to get an
Alistair-
adjustment to my room too, on like a door. So that I
What
can
if we
fly
had
in
like
and
a fireman's pole and we just
Yeah,
kinda
Alistair
I
would have
say either
recommended
stairs or a fireman's pole.
some sort of hidden compartment within the house for us to stash it.
Also,
You can't be letting. No, we gotta wait
Maybe.
for us to install that ourselves. Don't have a carpenter guild
ooh, yeah,
install
good
it.
Alright,
call. We don't want people knowing about it.
Yeah,
It's just
we'll
it's
let-
on my list of priorities.
Yeah, we'll have our new carpenter build us one once he's capable.
Okay, so you've got a fireman's pole, stairs on the inside, which I see you guys have your priorities straight here.
And then windows and doors, security. Make sure
Windows
everything's
and
good.
doors refitted / secured. How about like obviously any holes, like so minor repairs as well. Somebody said they wanted a door.
Yeah, I wanna set up like the top floor room or whatever of the tower to be like my airy type room. So I want like a door or something I could just fly in and out of.
Gotcha.
Like it's just like
Can
making one of the windows a little bigger would work too.
Oh yeah, that can totally be arranged. So
Reminds me of Batman. Just always enters from the roof.
I'm a bird, man.
and
I don't know how to use doors.
and is that for both of the rooms up top? One for Zusanu and one for Aerith? Aerith? Say yes for now. Are there any other major changes that are requested of the Carpenters Guild?
You say you could make this map like your own, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you guys want to change your rooms at all?
Nope.
Not really.
Yeah, like give yourself a nice balcony or something.
Ooh, a balcony. Ooh, I like a balcony. It just sounds expensive.
So that they're willing to do all this. This will be a significant portion of that 600 or 700 gold that's required. It's probably going to be at least 200 gold for all this.
Yeah, so we're gonna need some more.
Some more what?
Some more gold.
Oh, he's saying it's part of the 600 or 700.
Yeah, we'll need 200 to do that, and then more gold to like do the other things. We can do things like piecemeal.
Do we have to buy a liquor license?
You do not, so far as you know, but you should probably talk to the Vintners and Brewers Guild in particular about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely need to get our supply of booze straightened out.
Booze.
We're gonna need some more money first.
My last character was proficient in brewing.
How do we get more booze? I mean, money.
Got paid for it.
We need more quests.
Gotta
Yeah, we
straight
gotta
up
go
pay
find-
for it or strike a deal somehow.
So how's this? How about we fast forward to at the very least the next day, and then we can continue onward. Unless there's anything in particular anyone wants to like focus on or do.
No.
If I train at that training area, like, can I get do I get bonus rolls when I go to the fight, or something, or advantages?
Potentially. It would depend on a number of different things, but there's always the potential for something like that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Victor would suggest to Volknar that we set up a training spot in the basement.
Oh yeah.
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 Get greased up at home, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
We can punch some of these barrels that look like they're already beat up.
that's true. We can extend Grub Grub's room into Grub Grub Gym.
Yeah. Grub Grub is be like Mick.
He could be the towel boy.
Yeah, you can help you guys train. He can spy you.
All right, I'll train with Victor, at night, every night until we go until the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like how you're very specific, like at night.
Yeah.
So these two large burly boys go down into the basement and wrestle each other every evening
Yes. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
and come back upstairs sweaty and disheveled.
And about this
But-
time, this is
Yeah,
when
sounds like my-
Alistair takes his evening strolls. We'll call them.
Every time he sneaks out, he just hears them grunting in the basement.
Like, oh, they're going down there. Time for me to leave.
And Alistair, can you give me? Did you already give me a full investigation? Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I rolled an
okay.
8, I believe, way back when. Earlier
Gotcha.
tonight.
That sounds right. Uh,
Yep.
Is there anything else anybody wants to mention or talk about here?
Mm.
Does anybody want to watch the two burly boys?
All right, let's not make it
I'm gonna stay
weird.
in my room for that.
So what I will give you,
Harry would be
Volknar.
copying the rest
Let's
of his,
make it weird.
Harry would at least make sure throughout the rest of the week to copy the rest of the spells he found into his book.
Gotcha. I do have one thing about that, and I will allow it to happen for this, but I believe that it costs gold normally. Let me just see.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
And
it's cheap either.
I think it's cheaper for me on certain spells now.
Yeah.
Um, my proficiency? Yeah,
You want to know every
Features and
spell it's
traits.
going to cost you, man.
It's a pricey habit.
What the heck is it?
It will be cool, though, later on once you have a massive list of spells.
Yeah, I think it's the time is half and on time and gold for what I pick.
Evocation.
Yes, yeah.
So for each level of the spell, it takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
Lot of
that's kind of a
gold.
lot. I'll say this. So definitely for evocation, it costs you. Why is that so high? That's like really expensive. It'll
Is
cost
it
you
each
10.
spell?
Yeah. So it'll take you half the time for evocation spells and only 10 gold for evocation spells, whereas it'll be 25 gold and the normal amount of time for other spells. And
Okay.
I think that's just partially like the idea is that you're experimenting with what you're reading to understand how to do it. And it just burns money and like you might have to go spend
Resource.
money on like resources. Yeah.
Okay.
Science isn't cheap.
Then let's just say I already did one of them. I feel like there's only one other one that I even want, so I'm not
Gotcha.
gonna worry about it anyway
What
for
spells?
now. Well, I learned. I was gonna. Does anyone know what false life is?
I think so, yeah. Like, it lets you play dead, basically, right?
No, I think it gives you some HP. I think false life.
What was the
gives
one you
you-
No, so
learned?
the one I did right off the bat on
I think
our
it
long
gives
rest.
temporary HP or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was I did Witch Bolt. Right at the beginning. I think that's the only one I really care about. The only I didn't know what false life was, and if
Wait, gain
Them.
1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points for an hour.
It's not
Mhm.
bad.
yeah, that might be like because I have such low health.
What was the one you learned, though?
Witch Bolt. It's
Oh,
a
with bolts.
D12. Yeah, it's a D12 damage, and once I hit, it like keeps the connection unless the enemy leaves. So, like I don't have to roll the hit on my next turn,
Wow.
type of thing.
That's nice for early on.
Yeah.
It's concentration.
Right, because it's like it keeps the connection going
Mhm.
until it's broken. Anyway, so yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind when I find spells. But I'm good for now, though.
Gotta
Okay.
use your magic to make money.
Yeah, I guess I gotta figure out how to do that.
Cool. So let's fast forward through the rest of the 10-day, unless there are any specifics that people know that they want done before like end of the week.
Nope.
Okay. Volkanar and Victor, do you guys want to go to the pit at the end of the week and fight? Like, what are you guys looking to do at the end of the week there?
Win us some money.
Yeah. Is it the kind of situation where we don't, and if we advance to like the finals where we have to like fight each other, or we just
Um,
like single fights where it's just like you fight one and it's not like tournament kind of a thing?
you fight one and it's not like tournament.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna pull up Owlbear.
I mean, after seeing you guys go to the basement every night and then
Oh,
finally finding out what it was all about, Alistair would probably be interested. And then also a bit relieved.
I mean, I told the group that I was going to be in this.
Victor or Volkner returns from the basement with a mouthful of snacks.
Rats? Is there a rat tail hanging out of your mouth? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying VGK has a mouth. He's eating something, and I'm trying to add it into
Oh.
the game.
It was like
Are we
perfect,
eating?
I
No, I think I'm eating rats. I think that's what's happening.
I gotta say, a mouthful of what seems to be a milk-like substance.
Oh no.
All right, let's see
Icky.
here. So this is going to be in the basement of the was it, the Manticore, the Mighty Manticore, or whatever it was I said. So those of you who are not going to enter into the fight, you are just in the central area of the tavern. And funny enough, this tavern's like kind of shaped like the Yawning Portal, except it's not the Yawning Portal. And it. There we go. And it in particular is why is this not loading? Sorry, I wasn't prepared for a fighting pit, so I'm just trying to get this in really quick. It's a pretty big tavern in the typical like range of taverns, but it has these stairs in the back that go downwards, and they lead down into a basement area. And this basement area is where the fighting pit is located. And so, Victor and Volknar, when you approach, you say that you want a bout, so that way that you can actually have a fight. And those of you who want to watch are up above gambling. So, I will say this. Victor or Volknar, who would like to go first, or is it only Volknar?
I mean, Victor will fight.
Okay. So I'm going to hold Victor off to the side for now. Those of you who are... Oh, wait, why is it so tiny?
Whoa.
Yeah, I assume
you
they're
guys-
both fighting.
Are we betting on them?
Yes, you will be
Oh, yeah.
betting on them if you would like to. And
I
so...
want to bet on the prelims too.
It's only one fight. Oh, you mean like the other matches?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, is there more than one?
they're like I want a warm-up match to gamble on.
There's multiple fights a night, right? If fighting, and we're not fighting each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of... There can be a bunch of fights in the same night.
Who will I put gold on?
Check my
I'm
D&D Beyond stats, Let's see what I'm working with here.
Are we allowed to use like our like special abilities, or is it just like we just punch
You
and
are.
okay?
So it's unarmed, and it's specifically you can use like any abilities that you have, so long as they are non-lethal. And so in this instance, it's like, there we go. That's much better. So
Like
this,
rage.
yeah, exactly. Like you can rage, you can do the normal stuff.
Well, I was gonna say rage. It says 2-weapon fighting. In my
Two fist fighting you could do. Two,
Your fists
Okay.
are your weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to check.
And so there's just going to be a bunch of people in here watching. Most of the folks are just randos. You don't actually recognize these people, even though you might recognize them. And there is one bookkeeper in terms of gambling bets, and it will be this person closest to you right there.
The redhead.
Bonnie.
Harold
minimum bet?
sizes up Bonnie.
Oh, Renair
Okay.
and Flume came to watch.
Yeah, you don't actually recognize any of these people. And
Alistair was just trying to ask her like what the usual bet is or the minimum.
so especially for newbies, it is a 5-to-1 bet. So if you put down 1 gold, you will win 5 back if they win. The first individual that you will be fighting is actually going to be a pugilist. Actually, let me get a real. I'll just like get a real token for this because this could be actually kind of cool. But I will go ahead and ask you to roll initiative.
Did you say initiative?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do they want to make bets for, or like, because I mean,
Yeah.
knowing
Oh,
what my
that's first
initiative could change their bet.
Oh,
I guess
mean,
that's
I-
fair.
This man's gambled before.
I put 10 gold on Victor.
10. Holy shit! I was only gonna put 2 on each of them.
I mean, I'm pretty confident in our boys. I was gonna like bet like 50.
Uh,
No,
all in
no.
boys.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Oh, do I?
Oh,
Have to,
he's memeing.
Harry was nudging Alistair
Hmm.
and
What's up,
kind of
mate?
giving him the eye that like there's a lot of cash up in this place. Walking around.
Yeah.
Find the person to
And then
rob.
and then Alistair kind of like steps aside and like looks to the ring. He's like, lots of people looking to fight too.
Yeah, Harry flares up a little. No, I don't know. No.
Look at this guy. Oh,
But like we can fight.
And
I gotta be sneaky.
Alistair looks around and then looks to Harry. He's like, I prefer to keep my fighting out of the spotlight.
I wanna see
Back to
what-
bets. I'm gonna put 10 gold on each of them.
On each of the individuals.
Yes, 10 on Victor, 10 on Volknar.
Oh, 10 on Victor and 10 on Volknar. Okay, so if you
I,
win,
I
so
put
let me,
10, I put 10 on Victor.
okay, so let me just say.
Oh, no
10.
faith in Volknar?
no faith.
And Alistair, from his personal gold, is putting 2 on each.
And me as the fighter, I have to take 5 gold out of my own stash. Is that right?
oh yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, you have to put up 5 of your own. And so I'll just say Volknar. I'm like literally just like writing all this down.
Harry
Today
wants
the
a
DM is-
19
Today the DM is
19
also a bookie.
perception check.
Who was putting a ton of money? Was that you, Aerith? You were putting a ton of money on these guys?
I'm putting 10 on Victor.
Oh, 10 on Victor. Okay.
Zeus knew sounded like he was putting some from the whole fucking bank down.
That was 10 and 10.
I was putting 10 and 10.
Yeah. Harold, you wanted to roll a perception check. What did you get? A 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
On this guy that I'm in front of, on like if he's like paying
Wealthy?
attention. More so like yeah, regardless. If he looks like a floozy, like he's not paying attention or he's paying attention and would be susceptible to pickpocketing.
So he is a bit drunk. He's leaning over the railing and he's like yelling down, like, "Get him! You're gonna kill that guy!" He is not
Yeah,
paying attention at all.
Harry joins in the hooting and hollering.
Cool.
And does a little sleight of hand pickpocket.
Okay.
The wizard trying to pickpocket people.
Wizard rogue.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Don't we have like a thief in our party?
Okay, so I'm rolling disadvantage on this because, like I said, he was kind of drunk and not paying attention at all. I got an 11. So I just missed it. So you are able to come up with 4 silver and 5 gold.
Excellent. Harry goes over and bets all of that with the lady.
Okay. So you put down 5 gold, 4 silver.
And he goes back and stand, and I go back and stand next to the guy and start yelling at the pit, pretending I have a stake in the two guys fighting.
And so Victor and Volknar, you guys both place your 5 gold on this. Volknar, go ahead and roll initiative.
Let's go, Volknar!
8.
You hear Harry yelling from above.
You got an
Volknar's
8.
like bringing up the crowd, waving his arms up and down, you know, moving the
Okay.
shoulders back and forth, pumping the crowd up.
He's
Harry
working the
nudges the
crowd.
guy that he just robbed and said, "I know him. He's my friend."
Volknar points at Harold, gives him a wink.
The pugilist
Tear in the eye.
gets to go first. And you can see that it's this similarly built half-orc individual who has bulging muscles, completely shirtless, and is just ready to fucking punch, kick, fight. He's built like a UFC fighter. This guy's going to charge in
Oh,
immediately and just take 2 attacks. So you're not in your armor.
Well, I'm always unarmed.
Gotcha. Okay. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna take 5 damage then. So he's gonna miss on his right swing with his fist, but his left is gonna connect, and you're gonna take 5 damage from that. And he will sort of dance around like a boxer, and then he will end up on the north side of you. So now it's your turn.
I'm gonna yell from the stands. You got this, buddy. Fuck him up.
Yeah, he's Volknar's gonna rush at him.
Okay.
And I mean, I can't really attack from the side. Really, it's like a fist.
Use your rage him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess I'm gonna use a rage. I mean, cause I'm just gonna go home and do it after this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll use a little rage. I'll run up and give him some punches.
Okay. That is a hit.
Okay. And then I click the bludgeoning one.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. So you deal a solid 5 damage to him as well. And so after taking that punch, you're able to just like come right in and land one straight into his stomach. Just put that 5 there. Go ahead to the pugilist. He's going to take another 2 attacks. That one's going to miss. But again, the second strike, like he basically feints in with one and then actually hits you with the other. And so he's going to end up doing, in this instance, it's 4 points of damage, but that's actually going to be halved because you are raging. So only 2 points of damage to you.
Okay.
How much health do you have total?
18 out of 25.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead and take your turn.
All right, he's Volkner's gonna grab him, gonna give him a big old headbutt.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. So as he hits you this second time, you grab where his shirt should be, but it's just his throat, and you just straight with your head into his face. His nose starts bleeding pretty profusely from that, and you can see that he begins to pull back and hold it, and he snarls and growls and goes, "What the fuck? I'm gonna get you on this one." And does a 16 hit?
It does.
Okay, so he'll hit with that, And oh shit, this is gonna be a big one. He's gonna do 9 points of damage on this.
Oh no.
And I take half.
Yep. So that would
So-
be 4.
Okay.
So he thinks he's about to knee you in the balls, and you like dodge just in time, and instead he knees you directly in the thigh and gives you a bit of a dead leg. Go ahead and take your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go back
Fuck
to
him up, Volknar.
try to punch his face in.
At this point, I pull out the poster covered in glitter that I brought from home.
Poster
It says
with glitter.
"Go Volknar" on it.
Yes.
Me and
T-
Grub made this for you. Get him, Volknar.
Okay, so you're able to land another blow on him. This one is, again, he's starting to get a bit woozy. He's taken a significant amount of damage, you think. And he starts going in for the kill. He's actually going to get a flurry of blows off here. That's going to be 1 hit.
Is this guy a monk?
That's another miss. He is a monk.
Hmm.
And
Monks
that's
are so
actually gonna
cool.
be a hit. So wait, sorry, actually, does a 15 hit?
No, armor class 15.
So I have to equal or greater than. So it is actually going to be a hit. So he's going to do
Uh-oh.
7 points of damage on the first of the 3 blows.
So that's
And then-
3.
Yep. And then he's going to do 5 damage on this third. So it'll only be a total of like 5 damage. So he lands 2 of these 3 hits, and the crowd is like cheering and roaring for him at this. But you still have not had your say, so go ahead.
Okay. My legs feeling good. Now I'm gonna start kicking. Ooh.
That is a miss.
Oh no.
And so you go to swing and you overshoot it,
Come on, Volknar.
and he sees his chance. And he's actually going to burn the 1 key point that he has. And this is just a straight roll for him to see if he can get a stunning strike off. And I rolled a natural 1. And so as he goes for the strike, he falls, leaving him open to an attack of opportunity if you would like.
All right. Well, so can I
believe
like
just
get on top of him, and do I get an advantage or something like that?
Yeah, you automatically have advantage because he's prone.
Okay.
I cannot believe I just rolled a fucking natural 1.
All
Okay, it's gonna make for an epic end to this fight by the sound of it, but
Volknar.
right. So Volkner's gonna get on top of him, throw both his knees on his shoulders, just start try to wail on the face.
gotcha.
Oh, it's supposed to advantage that, right?
That's still a hit, yeah.
So
Roll
my
again in
unarmed
case you
strike
get a
is just
crit, though.
always 5 damage. Is there any way to like make that more?
I think that's actually correct. Let me just double check. Because I think it's 1 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, okay. And there's no way to make it more, or like if I have an advantage or anything.
Rage
wait.
maybe helps, but I don't know. It might only be for weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Let
mean
me-
I am in rage, and that's
Also roll
melee
again in
damage with
case you get a
strength
20.
weapons.
He rolled twice.
Oh, we did. Okay.
It depends on like. So I think your normal like unarmed strikes are just your strength modifier plus 1. I think
Okay.
that's actually correct.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
unless
It
you're like-
doesn't
like,
change.
I have,
the only
uh,
thing that can
I have
change is if you
talent, so I have a
literally buff
D4.
that stat.
This
Well,
guy
you
does
can-
more damage because he's a monk.
Yeah. Or you can get like fighting styles. So like monks and like, there's like feats and stuff to like buff your unarmed damage, but you actually knock him out. So you basically put a foot on top of him and you just thump right in the back of the head as he goes prone, and his head kind of hits the ground and like bounces for a moment, and then he's on the sand pit with you foot on top of him arms raised, and the crowd goes wild.
Come on, guys, go wild for me.
Yeah,
Holy shit, let's fucking go!
At this point,
my
Harry
boy.
grabbed the guy next to him and is shaking him by both his shoulders in excitement.
Zusanu, that means you got 50 gold.
Hell yeah.
Alistair, you are paid out 10.
Nice.
And Harold, you are paid out 28 gold.
Woo!
What am I paid?
You are handed 50 gold as well for winning the fight.
Nice. I'm gonna keep that gold. It's gonna be in my inventory.
Okay. You are given a place in the stands, so I'll just put you up here with your friends. The pugilist is dragged out, and
Oh,
in
good job, bro.
comes Victor.
We go from high five, Faulknar.
Victor!
Boy.
Faulkner
After
goes around with the boys, high fives, giving hugs, doing daps.
Harry's kind of getting excited. Harry kind of wants to like jump in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my Volknar sign away and take out my Victor sign.
after Victor took off his armor and his shield, his AC does go down a bit.
Oh yeah, drastically.
Gotcha.
So it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
The two people who just fought were built for this. Fucking monk and
What is
whatever your
that?
class is, VGK.
Who-
Barbarian.
Do we know
Barbarian,
who?
yeah.
Do we know who this guy's fighting?
Whoa.
Victor, so you step into the arena, and instead of being faced with a normal humanoid, a strange creature steps out. Half goat-like, half human, not necessarily a satyr, but almost satyr-esque. And he sort of stomps the ground with a hoof kicking backwards like a horse would as if it were about to charge. And he gives an evil sort of laugh, not unlike that you've heard from Aerith. You see before you an individual who is ready to grapple and throw you to the ground, if not attempt to pummel you or kick you with their hooves.
That was gonna be my moves. All right.
Victor's gonna yell. I mean,
Do I
Go
roll
for it.
initiative?
Roll initiative.
Okay.
I wanna,
let's go, Victor. That's my sparring partner. I'll see you in the basement later.
Before the fight starts, Harry wants to go over to the gambling lady.
Walker's gonna
And?
put 5 pieces on the on Victor.
Okay.
Harry's gonna put 20 on the goat person.
Oh my god.
How much is he
Okay.
putting on?
So the goat person
Oh,
has
Jesus.
the goat
But I
person
don't tell
has
anyone that.
has 2-to-1 odds. So if you win, you'll get only 40 gold back.
Does Alistair
Go
see this?
Victor! Go Victor! Yeah,
Him
no,
betting
no.
against our comrade?
You would need to have a passive perception of higher than 15. I'm gonna say.
Well, it's 13, so nope.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Volknar, how much
Harry's
did you
rooting
put
for
on?
Victor.
I put 5 on Victor.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I just need to use the bathroom because we didn't actually have a break tonight. So I'll be right back and then we'll roll this. What did you get for initiative actually?
18.
18. Okay. Go ahead and make your attack rolls and I'll be right back to administer it.
Yeah, you got a +7 initiative.
Yeah, that's sick.
Always
Pretty
go
dope.
first.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
So I'm rolling my unarmed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I got real nervous that we almost lost all our money. I thought you
Well,
were in a little bit of trouble there, Volknar.
We at least aren't losing.
Yeah.
You know, we might lose half, but not all.
I'd be way more comfortable doing this at level 3 than I am now.
Yeah. I'm betting on the goat person.
Yeah, I don't blame you. My AC is 12 right now, so
Well, look at your unarmed strike is a +6, so
Yeah.
that means that your damage is gonna
Yeah,
be like 7
my
damage
whole
each, right?
plan
Twice
was
55.
my plan was to spear him off the bat, but now that I know he wants to grapple, it's like, do I want to grapple him?
Oh, he's gonna hoof you.
Yeah.
You have that. You have the bonus things too. The second wind and action surge.
Yeah. Well, second wind, obviously, I'm like that's gonna be in my back pocket in case things go bad. But yeah,
Action surge will be nice too. Just use that like right off the bat to get an extra attack.
yeah.
Over up with like a 1-2 punch.
Oh yeah, like is it the kind of deal where I'm gonna be able to like use my left hand but then attack like not with
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
action surge will do for you. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see what you rolled. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. It just says bludgeon. Mike.
It's 5.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoops.
there's no dice roll for
Oh, okay. It's just automatically 5. Well, I
Yeah.
spammed it. I only had to do 1.
Okay. So you go up to this guy and you
Superman,
at it, or
yeah,
you punch at him.
Superman punch him.
Gotcha. He is going to run away from you, and as he does so, you may take an attack of opportunity.
Nice. Okay, got a 13.
That's actually a hit as well.
Okay, then we'll just boom, another 5.
Cool.
Boom, boom.
So he will have taken 10 damage total, and he is going to run, jump off the wall, and basically spring at you
Yikes.
with his
Shit.
arms out. And he's going to. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Okay, the 14 hits, and you are going to take 2d6 damage.
Oh shit.
You are going to take 9 damage from that.
Okay.
That being
Nine.
said, he is now. Let me just make one check. He was able to roll out of it, and so he is currently standing again on this side of you at this time.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm going to punch him in the face. And then I'm going to use what's that thing I got? Action surge, and I'm going to punch him in the face again,
nice.
and then do 5 more damage. So it can.
Wait, damage real quick.
Yeah.
Bam.
I think he's taken like 20 so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually drop him as he lands
Let's
an attack
fucking
hits
go!
and you are able to just like drop him in these several hits in quick succession with this. And as
Alistair's
you
mouth
do so,
drops.
the crowd kind of goes wild again, and they're like, "Oh!" And the announcer, because there is an announcer, and he's got like a fake megaphone, so it's just like a piece of like metal like wrapped up like a megaphone would look like, and he's like yelling like, "Who are these newcomers? Look at them go!" And those of you who had money bet on this. Harold, you lose 20 gold. Zeusanu, you gain 50. Alistair, you gain 10. Aerith,
Nice.
you gain 50. And Volknar, you gain 25.
Whoa.
Like 100 gold real quick.
That being said, as you are being congratulated by the newcomer or by the gamblers and by the organizers, you are informed by the organizers that further involvement will reduce the odds on you, and you will probably be paired up against more difficult individuals to fight.
Nice.
That's some
Tonight or next time?
Next time. Next time.
I got him anyway. I'll take him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll wait till we level up and come back.
That was still a very good first night.
Yeah, how much money did you guys end up making? It was like 400 gold.
I got 60 gold. God
Yeah,
darn.
I made 16 altogether.
What did Victor get for winning?
Mid-8.
Oh, 50.
50. All right, Victor. He would give 40 of that to the bank, to the Zeus.
Okay.
Thank you, Zeus.
Yeah, what did the bank bet? You bet
You
20
bet
total, right?
I made 10 on each, so I made 100 total.
Oh shit, nice.
So we have enough for all the carpenter stuff now.
Cool.
Actually, how much money do you guys have? I would like to know as well, just for my DM keeping.
I have 261 gold, 85 silver, 229 copper. And then like the rest of the boys have some gold between them.
Yeah, we
I got
probably all
si-
have
I
between
got
like
62 gold.
yeah. These guys
I
have got
can-
some money.
Yeah, and I can see that individually on your sheets. I was more interested, like,
Yeah, I got
is the bank incorporated into Zeusanu's sheet or not?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. Well then, your first successful week as property owners of the Troll Skull Manor in the North Ward has passed. You're now beginning to build a repertoire of contacts across the city, a little bit of a reputation for yourselves, and you're earning cash to fund your endeavors. I think this is probably the right place to end it for tonight. Future games will probably incorporate like 2 or maybe even 3 10 days. So getting closer to being able to produce your own potions, Zusanu, um, completing more mini quests, maybe engaging in 1 or 2 dungeon crawls, depending on where things go, what happens. And eventually you'll get Troll Skull Tavern to where you would like it. Would you guys like to spend the money from the bank, so 200 gold, let's say, to get the tavern to where you want it physically speaking, to include all those things that you had listed?
Yeah, let's do the carpentry stuff.
Okay. So that would be 200 gold for all this. And if there's other things that come up where you're thinking you would like it, we can try to incorporate those as well. But for now, I'm going to try to make those 5 major changes of like fireman's pole, stairs on the inside, windows and doors refitted, secured, minor repairs, and then top floor rooms made into an eyrie.
Does
But
Wolfman
otherwise,
get his balcony or no?
oh yeah, if you want it, sorry, you want a balcony.
Yeah, definitely. We gotta get some balconies on the top floors.
Gotcha. I'll make it into something nice. I will try to update the floor plan so that it has that stuff. I'm hoping I should be able to do it. But if not, I'll try to have it for one of these sessions.
Word.
I'm sure whatever you have will work.
Yeah, it'll be good. Cool. Good game, guys.